Hello everyone, this is Rosa coming back to you with part 3 of walking you through making a wreath the way I make a wreath. This is just one way to make a wreath. Um, there are many ways. This is one of the ways that I use, one of the methods that I use the most. So my first video was putting the poofs on the wreath base, and which is the brown mesh that you see here. And then the second part was putting the ruffles on the wreath base, which you see here, the turquoise um, mesh. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the ribbon. Okay. Um, Sometimes for me, it becomes a very tedious process to select the ribbon, because there are so many options and sometimes just can't decide. So, and then also there are times that I just take a chance on something if I feel like it looks really nice. Um, as you know, combined with everything else, sometimes I just take a chance, and because once you put it on there, you're going to be able to tell whether you like it or you're not pleased with it. So um, I was looking for some ribbon, and I found these two right here. These are going to be my base, um, my ribbons that are going to go into this wreath. So as you can see, this is really pretty. Okay, you see the blue? There's the blue with the florals, and it kind of has all the colors on that sign. And then I found this one. Okay, so my decision right now is either do I make two big bows here? Okay, because sometimes I'll make two big bows here, one here and one here, and then I'll move my sign to the right a little bit, to the right, and then I'll put some ribbon up here around it. Um, that's really up to you. It'll look nice either way if you put the sign here in the middle, um, and then put ribbon all the way around it, without putting any bows. It'll look, you know, just as pretty. So it's really going to be a decision that it's going to be up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and try it this way. I'm going to go ahead and put my sign here. Okay, and or maybe not, maybe I'll just put it here. What I'm going to do, you know what, I'm going to make a bow right here to go to the on the bottom of it. Okay, and I'm just going to move my sign slightly up to the top. Okay, all right, that way my bow will be right here at the bottom. We're going to give it a little bit of ribbon tails. So my bow is going to contain different ribbon. It's not just going to be two. I'm going to incorporate 4 ribbons in there. Okay, so let me go back to the sign. So the very last thing that we're going to do is attach this sign to um, the wreath. So the way I did it is I have some cable ties to the back, and I order them like this. You see? Okay. And they're sticky, so you remove the little sticky on it. Okay. But I don't secure it. I don't rely on the sticky. I use my hot glue, and I also use my E6000 to make sure that they're nice and secure onto the sign, because you don't want the sign to be coming off the wreath when your customer, or when you have it hung on the on your door. Okay, so I'm gonna make, before I attach the sign, I'm gonna go ahead and make my bow. Okay, so I'm gonna move all this to the side, start making my bow. And there are different ways to make a bow. I'm going to go ahead and use my Easy Bow Maker. This is what I use to make my bows. I can make a simple hand bow, but you know, I'm getting some arthritis on my hand, so it's kind of hard for me to use my hand all the time with making bows. So this comes in handy, and it does a really good job. So I'm cutting the edge off of here. Okay, just giving it a clean cut. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and attach my ribbon here. So I want a pretty good sized bow. So I'm gonna make my bow. My loops are gonna be 8 inches. So from here to here 8, from here to here 8. So I'm gonna have a nice big bow. It's gonna be 16 inches big. Okay, I'm gonna give it some small tails. What I mean by tails is that, you know, when you make your bow, it's going to be hanging down like this. I'm going to give it just some small ones, and I'm going to make it at 8. And so from here to here, it's going to be 8. So I'm just going to crunch it up. Okay. So when I make my loop around to make my loop, okay, I want to make sure that I twist my ribbon. Okay. I'm going to twist it one time. So when I put it in here, okay, I'm going to make sure that when I make the loop, okay, back here, you want the printed side on the right side showing. Okay, so I'm going to measure my loops. I'm going to have them at 8 inches. So there's 8 inches right there, and there's the center. So I'm just going to take it here. I'm going to crunch it. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and twist it again, because I'm going to make another loop. Okay, give yourself some slack. I'm going to make myself another loop. Okay, remember, I'm making an 8-inch bow. Should I make, yeah, I'm going to make it 8-inch bow. So a 16-inch bow. So here's my other loop here. Okay, and I'm going to make it, twist it, because I'm going to make another loop. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm just going to keep it at 2. Okay, so I'm going to keep these tails the same size. Okay, I want to keep it the same size. So I am just measuring. I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Okay, put this to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in this one. Look how pretty that is. That's like a real pretty yellow sunflower color. Okay, which the sign does have that color. So I'm going to, and so you see these flowers here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make my tails the same size as my next one. So I found my size. I'm going to take it and I'm going to twist it. Even though this one doesn't have, it's not a two-sided bow, you still want to give it that twist, because that twist gives it a little bit of a poof on your loops, and it makes the ribbon stand out a little bit more. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make my other loops that are from this sunflower yellow or mustard color. I'm going to make them slightly smaller than the floral ribbon, just slightly, maybe ½ inch. Okay, ½ inch. I found my size. Remember, I'm going to twist it, and the part that I twist goes right there in the middle. Okay, you see how it's just slightly, maybe it's a little bit more than ½ inch, which is fine. I don't want it to, okay, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to make another loop. Okay, and make sure that you make the other sides about the same. Okay, and here we go. I'm going to twist. Okay, and I'm going to make 4 loops on this one. Okay, if I have enough. Okay, if I have enough. Okay, same size loops as the one that I made. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough, but we'll see. Okay. Okay. Yep, just enough. Okay. Make sure that when you're making your loops are staying at a flat. I think I have this a little bit too open. You want a little bit close because that's what holds your ribbon down. Okay, so sometimes, you know, if it's popping off like this, so let me make my loop. Same size. Okay. And this one I'm not going to twist because I'm not making another loop anymore. Okay. Okay, so I got 2 here and 2 here. All right. So I'm leaving this one like this. I'll cut it later. Okay. All right. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add this color right here. This one. Okay. All right. Look how pretty that is. Then it has like a lace on it. Okay. All right, so same thing. My ribbon tails are going to be 8 inches. I'm going to scrunch it up where I measure my 8. I'm going to twist, bring it in there. Okay. I'm going to make 2 loops of this. 2 loops. Okay. Keep it at just slightly shorter than the previous loops that I made. Crunch it. Okay. Gather it together. Twist it. Okay. Right. Let's bring it in a little bit more. Okay. And I'm going to bring it in some more. Okay. Make another loop. Just slightly shorter. Okay. You see how it's sticking up? I don't like it when it does that. So what I do is you know, just grab myself a little handy chip clip and put it there. It'll hold it down. So now I can use both of my hands. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and slightly shorter. Okay, there's my, okay, remove it. Put it there. Okay, put it back so it'll hold. Okay, now I'm going to measure to that. Okay. All right, so look at this one here. You see that? Look. Thought I'd add this because this one has all the colors of that sign. Okay. Okay, and I just have a little bit, so I'm just gonna add a few loops. Okay. Same size, 8 inches. Okay. Twist it. Put this down. Okay. Right. So now I'm going to bring it in a little bit shorter, just a tiny bit. Okay. Maybe almost an inch. Okay. Measure it. Twist it. Okay. Okay. I wasn't too sure about putting this ribbon in because I have the floral and then I got the stripes, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Sometimes I just like to take chances and see how that looks. Okay, this one I need to make a little bit slightly. Okay, there we go. Okay. And this one, if you notice, I didn't twist because I'm only going to make 2 loops. Okay, that's all I'm going to make, so I don't need to twist it. I'm going to cut my tail. Okay, and then the last one, oh, my husband made me some coffee, so I'll make sure I have this, my coffee. And my Zoe, my lab, she always likes to be in here with me. So the last ribbon that I'm going to make is, that I'm going to use is this one right here. Look how pretty that is. Okay. you know what? I'm going to add some blue. Again, I'm going to add 2 of them. 2 more loops. So this is going to be a nice big bow. So now I'm going to measure same size loops. You see how I'm gathering it like this? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and twist. Bring that here. Okay. Make my loops about the same size as the last ribbon that I placed. Same size. Okay. Okay. Sometimes you need to use both hands. So there's the measurement. So I'm just going to bring it down. Gather it up in the middle. Make your loop. Okay. Same size. These are probably like maybe they are 6-inch loops. Okay. So I went from 8 to 6. Okay, I'm going to make another one. Make my okay, there we go. Cut your tails. Now I'm going to add this last one here. Okay. Crinkle it up in the middle where I'm going to make my twist. Twist it. Goes right here in the middle. And I'm only going to make 2 loops on here. Slightly smaller. You don't want to go any smaller than 5. Just slightly smaller than the last loops that I made. Just slightly shorter. Crinkle it up. And put my chip clip so it'll hold it down. Okay. I'm going to make that twist. Okay. Okay. Slightly shorter. Okay. This is a little too short. Let me see. If you have to adjust it, you can. Just slightly. Okay. All right. All right. And you notice I didn't twist it because I'm only going to make 2 loops. I don't need to twist it. I'm not going to make another loop. So I end right there. Just cut it the same size. They don't have to be perfect. As long as, you know, you cut them almost the same size. Okay, so I didn't go slightly shorter. So let me go there. Adjust it. This one needs to be adjusted too. Okay, right there. Okay, so I'm ready to tie my bow down. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab, I always use a zip tie. Always, always. And I think this should be plenty. Okay, and I'm gonna put my zip tie right under at the bottom of that, all the ribbon, and I'm gonna pull it, just slightly pull it. Don't pull it tight all the way, just slightly pull it, because we're gonna remove the ribbon. And if you noticed here, the tie is not really in the middle. Okay, so once you pull it out, you have to be careful that all the ribbon stays in the stacked up as best possible. And once you have all your ribbon and you have it all nice, so you don't want to mess with it too much. Okay. Okay, you see right here, you see there's the center right there. So you want to slightly move without releasing any of the ribbon, without being too rough with your ribbon. Okay, without it falling apart. And then, okay, you see, now I'm pressing it. Okay, I'm gonna twist this to the back without pulling it. I'm just twisting right now. Okay, I'm gonna tighten it up just slightly. Okay, not all the way. I'm not ready to tighten it up. I'm going to make sure you don't want to lose your stack there. You're not pulling, I'm just slightly moving. Okay. Make sure all your ribbons, you see that right there? I don't like that. So you're not tugging, you're just kind of adjusting your ribbon. Okay. Do not pull until you have your tie tied down. Until your zip tie is tied. You see that right there? How it's twisted there? I don't like that. So I'm going to fix it without tugging at it too much, because you don't want to tug at it too much. Okay, now that everything looks good, now you're ready to pull hard as you can. And then, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put my my little Chanel stem in there. This right here. It's fine. Go ahead and... Okay. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and pull. Now you can pull, start making and forming your bow. Okay. This is going to be a pretty big bow. Okay. And I got all my ribbon tails hanging to the bottom. Okay. So I'm just pulling them and at the same time curling them. My lighting's not too good in here. Okay. Okay. So we're pulling one up and then one down. And one in the center. Okay. Kind of opening the loops up. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're ready. Okay. Now we're going to put our bow on the wreath. Okay. Let me put my sign on first. Okay. Got to get these out the way. Okay. Okay, so I said I was going to go ahead and put my sign a little to the top. Okay, so I'm going to put my bow to the side. Look how pretty that is. And then once I put it in there, I'll fluff it up some more. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put my sign slightly to the top. And you see these ties right here? This is what we're going to use to attach this to the wreath. Okay. So I'm going to push this tie to the back and I'm going to push it through the mesh and catch it to the back, because we're going to tie it. We're going to catch it to the mesh. And let me show you where we're going to tie it. We're going to tie it around one of these metal frames there. Okay. So it's going to go slightly to the top. So I want to make sure that I have enough space here for my bow. Look how pretty that looks. Okay. All right. I think that's going to be perfect right there. So I'm going to push this to the back. Okay. You see how I got it to the back? Look. Okay. So I'm going to push the other one to the back. Now, if I was going to tie, hold on. Let me push it to the back. Okay. through the mesh. All right. Now, if I was going to put my bows here on the side, then I would move my sign a little this way instead of up. So I can have enough space to put two big bows here, one here and one here. I would move this sign this way. But I'm going to put my bow at the bottom, so I'm going to slightly move it up to the top so I can have enough room to put my big fat bow, okay? And make sure it's centered right there, okay? So when you're tying your sign, you don't want your sign to be loose like this, okay? You want it, and you don't want it too tight where it's pressing down on your mesh like this, okay? You just want it slightly tugged to the wreath frame, and I'm gonna have to turn this over, okay? And you don't, what I do at the very end as well, I put hot glue on everything so it can, you know, be nice and attached to the frame. So here I am, I'm pulling the tie, not too hard right now. I'm kind of just checking to see if I, you know, adjusting it so I can make my final adjustment, see if I want it this tight. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over. Okay, you see it's a little too loose, so I'm going to adjust it a little bit more. Okay, you see I don't like that, so I'm going to adjust it, turn it over. Okay, maybe just pull it a little bit more. Okay, not too much. And now I'm going to twist it twice. Now the other side. Not too much. Remember, because you don't want it too tight. And you don't hot glue it until you're sure that's where you want it. Because I've had to go in the past where I'm not sure that's where I want it, and then I hot glue it, and then I have to come back. Okay, that's good right there. That's good. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to take my bow. You see these little ties in the back? I'm going to run these ties to the back, just like I did with this. Okay. Okay. Might be a little too short, but we'll see, because I didn't put it on there when I was supposed to. Okay, you run it through the mesh. Okay. Just gotta find it to the back. Okay. All right, here we go. So we got it. All right, so I'm gonna pull the other one. Where is it? There it is. All right, and on same thing with the bow. You don't want to pull it too far back where it makes your bow, instead of spreading out this way, instead of spreading out this way, it's gonna go like this. Okay, so you don't want to tighten up too much on the back. Okay. All right, just a little bit. You see where I'm tying it right there? Twist it. Okay. All right. So there's the bow. Okay. See how it flattened out? That's fine. We're going to make our adjustments here. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so you don't want your ribbon to cover your sign either, okay? You don't want that. Okay. You want to be able to see your sign. Okay. I'm just kind of adjusting. Right. how pretty that looks. Okay, so now I'm going to cut my ribbon tails. Okay, I'm going to cut a V on them. Be careful when you're cutting because these scissors are very sharp. And I've cut myself a few times and it doesn't feel very good. Okay. So I'm just getting all my ribbon tails and giving them that V. Okay. That's that. Okay. Make sure you got all of them. Okay. Okay. All right, so here we go. Look how pretty that looks. Okay. Okay, I'm not finished. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some ribbon tails all the way around the wreath. Okay, not finished yet. All right, so this is my measure buddy. It allows me to cut several pieces at one time, any size up to 20 inches. So I'm going to cut my ribbon tails at 14. So from here to here is 14. Okay, I'm definitely going to use the blue florals. Okay. And I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to cut 8 pieces. If I need more, I'll cut more. Okay, so I'm going to cut 8 pieces. I'm going to cut those wires right there. Okay, I'm going to cut 8 pieces. I'm going to twist this around until I have 8 times twisted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to take it out, make sure I have that marked. Okay, and I'm going to cut right here. Okay. All right, now I'm going to give my pieces that same dovetail, okay, that I did to my ribbon tails. Okay, just folding it, giving it a V. See how I gave it that V? Okay. Okay. Every single piece. You see how this one here, this floral printed ribbon brings everything together? It has every color that the ribbons have, and the sign. We just got to make sure that we are getting a V. All right, so here's that. Now the color that I'm going to use, the other one that I'm going to use, because I'm going to double them up. I'm going to use this one. I really love this. Okay. And I'm going to cut 8 pieces, just like I did of the floral printed ribbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Oops, wrong scissors. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm going to give it some ribbon tails. Some dovetails, I'm sorry. And this wreath is going to be so cute. Okay. So I'm giving it my dovetails. Okay. Cutting both ends, making it a V. Can you see? Whenever I found that little measure up buddy, I used to cut each piece one by one. It wasn't fun. And I found that, and that's probably one of my favorite things here in my craft room, because it makes my job so much easier. Because that's one of the things I don't like to do, is cut the ribbon. All right, so now I'm ready to put my ribbon on my wreath. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two pieces, layer them up like this. Okay, you can do two things. When you're putting your ribbon around your wreath, you can either switch back and forth, make one layer like this, and then switch to the other one and make it like this. Do an AB pattern. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and try it the AB. Okay, so I'm going to find my center of this ribbon, give it a fold. Okay, now I'm going to scrunch it up. I'm going to put it here, and I kind of like to overlap them a little bit, so kind of bring this down just a tiny bit. Okay, maybe to the middle, you see? Okay, and I'm going to scrunch it up, gather them up together in the middle, so it looks like this. Okay, so now I'm going to put one of these on each tie. Okay, all the way around. Okay, and then I'm just going to give it, look how pretty that looks, right? Okay, so now this one's on the top, so now I'm going to put this one at the bottom and this one on the top, just like this. You can't even tell. Oh, this way. This way. Give it a fold. Okay, find your center, bring it slightly down, halfway, without losing your center, crunch it up in the middle, and bring it together. Okay. Like I said, there are many ways to make a wreath. This is just one of my ways, and this is one of the methods that I use a lot. So you see how you have this one is at the bottom, okay, and this one is on the top. The floral's on the top, this one's on the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to change it up. Okay, find my middle, when you're making wreaths, you gotta love the process, because it is time consuming, it is work, but you gotta love it. Okay, and I love it. Okay, if you're just making some for yourself, yeah, 3 times a year you make a spring one, Christmas, Thanksgiving, you know, that's good. Bring it down a little bit, still keep your center, crunch it up. Okay, put it on your next tie. See what I should have done, and I didn't, because I usually put ribbon under the sign so it could, and I didn't, I forgot. Okay, look how pretty that looks. Okay, this one's going to go at the bottom. Okay, here. And all I'm doing is tying the ribbon, both of them, on top of this mesh, using that same tie that's on the mesh, wrapping it around, twisting twice, just like I was doing when I was putting the mesh on. Okay. Right. Okay. Now I'm going to change it up. Okay. This one goes on the top. Find your center. Okay. Bring it down, slightly down, still keep your center. If you have any questions anytime you're watching my videos, please feel free to post them on my page. This is not a live video, so feel free to post them. I never count right, I'm telling you. Okay, and I'll answer you. Okay, finding my middle. So a few supplies that I suggest that you, if you're planning on making wreaths for yourself or for friends and family or whatever you decide to do, a few things that I suggest that you get is a craft mat. Okay, one this size is good. A pair of good sharp scissors. Okay, pair of good sharp scissors. Okay. A hot glue gun and a rotary cutter. Keep those in hand. Okay. Those you will need. Okay, so I had an extra one, so I'm just going to add it where I see a tie. Okay. Okay. I'm going to need some more. Okay. So I'm going to cut maybe 2 more of these, 3. I need my handy dandy measure up buddy. Okay. Looks like I might need 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then I'm going to need some of the other. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to cut 4 of these. So one of the things that I should have done, and I wasn't even thinking, is just put my ribbon tails, these, on my wreath before I even put my sign on. But as you can see, it's still, you can still put them on. 2, 3, 4. You can still put them on. It's no big deal. And one of these measure up buddies. I got this at Mary's, Wreaths by Mary. She's in Cyprus. She sells all these supplies, and it's Wreaths by Mary. and she sells a lot of supplies. And she's in Cypress, Texas. She also sells online. And that's where I got my Measure Buddy from. Okay, now we're making our dovetails. So once I put all this ribbon on here, we're really not done. There are sometimes you can go a little bit further than just putting your ribbon on your wreath. You can add some embellishments. You can add some florals. You can add some different kinds of picks. You can add some pretty leaves. As a matter of fact, you see these leaves right here? These are more red. Okay, you see this right here? Look how pretty that would look with that. Just cut some up and put them in there. Okay, so you're not finished with that. Okay, it's all up to you on how you want it. I like embellishments on mine, so I'll probably put some greeneries or some different colored picks on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and reach right under here and put some a tie. Okay, and tie it up. Okay, all right. Finding your center. Okay, you're overlapping it. Okay. Okay. Probably gonna have to adjust my sign a little bit. It's a little wobbly. You see how wobbly it is? So all you do, see, that's why I tell you, don't glue it until the very end. Okay, that way if you need to make an adjustments, you don't have all that hot glue on there. And you can just make your adjustments. Don't glue anything until the final end. Even your picks. When you start putting your picks in there, just stick them where you think you want them, but don't glue them down until you for sure that you are so sure that that's where you want them. Once you're sure, just take it out, put some glue on it, and stick it back in that same place. Okay? This is so pretty. So pretty. Finding my center. And my final one goes right here. Okay? Right here. Okay. I'm gonna have another craft show at the Red Potato Barn in Pecan Grove in Richmond, Texas. So I'll be there. That's why I'm making some of these wreaths. I'm gonna be making lots of wreaths. So look how pretty that is, guys. Look. This, I'm sorry, but this camera doesn't do it justice to this wreath at all. Okay, at all. You see these little ties right here? You could do two things. You can keep them there, or if you don't like them, just either tuck them to the back or cut them. It's up to you. Okay, so now, like I said, you can do two things. You can either add some leaves, some of these little picks. Okay, I have Look at these. Isn't that pretty? Or you can even add some of these. Okay, it's all up to you on how you want it, how you want to do it. Okay. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut each one. Okay, and then just stick it in there. I used to have leaves that look just like this, like these little brown ones that you see here, but I don't see anymore. I have all these things and none of it match. Oh, you know what? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Oh, here. Yes, ma'am. You see this? Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I usually just, this one just kind of tears off a little bit. And I'm going to cut this. Okay. Just a tiny bit. Okay. And I'm going to put glue here at the end. Okay. And I'm just going to stick this here. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to cut another one. Okay. Cut it a little bit. Put some glue on it. Okay. And you work in sets in 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm going to put another one here. And just kind of stick it in there. Okay. Look at the leaves. They go perfectly with the sign. You see how pretty that is? Okay. This is perfect. Okay. You got to make sure that they're stuck in there really, really good. Okay. I'm going to put another one here by the bow. No, by here. Hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. If you don't like these too long, just cut them. Okay. They look so real. See? Okay. And this one will be for sale, okay? This one will be for sale. And this is a pretty big wreath. It's probably about good 26 inches round. I'm going to cut this some more. So I'm going to put some around my bow. Okay. Okay. Let me cut this a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put one here. Okay. And one more down at the bottom. Down at the bottom. Make sure you put plenty of glue. Okay. And it's going to go right under the bow. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So right now, since I haven't glued, I've only glued this down. Okay. The last thing you do with this is you start kind of fixing your bow. Okay. Like I said, you don't want your bow covering your sign. Okay. Tell me what you think. Comment and tell me what you think about the wreath. This is so pretty. So the only thing I know I need to do is tighten that up. So I'm going to do that right now because I'm ready to, I am ready to finish this up, right? All right. Here. All you're doing is adjusting the back, the ties, bringing them closer, tighter. Not too tight. Remember, you don't want your mesh to be pushed down or look like the sign is pushing the mesh down. You just want it nice and tight where that's good right there. Okay. Okay. Look how pretty that is. Okay. You can add some more embellishments if you like. Okay, but I think that's going to be enough for me. Okay. Poofing up your ribbon, your bow. Bringing these down, spreading it all around. Okay. All right, here we go. Look how pretty that is. And believe me, guys, this camera doesn't do it any justice because I've made wreaths that, oh my gosh, pictures don't look so much better in person. This is just beautiful. So the blue floral brings everything together. And every color that you see on the sign, you see it on the ribbon. And this is a 20, almost 27-inch wreath. A 16-inch bow with ribbon tails. That means it's from here to here 16. So I recorded 3 parts to this process, and you can watch them on my Facebook page. And this is the last one. My name is Rosa. I'm with Angelina's Treasures and More. So look for me. And I hope you enjoyed watching me, what I love to do. And comment on the wreath. Is this something that you like? Is this something that you would like to do, that you would like to learn? I also have wreath parties. I'll show you how to make one of these. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching me. Whether you watch me here or any of my other videos. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.